Okay, love, here we go. So, beginning with the 7 chakras and the 8th chakra that happens between a couple that they create together when all 7 chakras are in both alignment and energetic flow that is connected and sharing energy back and forth between all 7 chakras. Okay, is this possible? It's possible with work. And what I want to help you discover is all the benefits that come from being in balance and harmony in every one of your chakras together in partnership. Okay. So, a lot of couples share 1 or 2 chakras in common, and the rest of their say they have really good chemistry, but intellectually they're not so in tune. They don't have much to share. They have really different ideas about life. So they just share sexuality, and they're pretty good with the home. Like they have a root chakra where maybe they have safety and commitment and harmony in the security of having a life and a house together and sharing meals, but spiritually not on the same page, creatively nothing really connected together. This is okay. You can have relationships where you have just connection on a couple of chakras, but I'm here to help you have divine cosmic love that is completely fulfilling to the feminine. And the thing about women and the feminine within a man is it's holistic. It's connected on many levels of engagement. So you can't really fulfill the sacred feminine by only meeting her on a couple chakras. She'll always be going elsewhere, looking elsewhere for those other parts of herself to be met. They say, well, you can't get everything from one person, so basically don't even try. But I would say you may not be able to get everything from one person, but you can be engaged and in harmony and balance with your partner on every chakra. And that might open you to have, say you're in intellectual connection with them, and it's not that you get all your intellectual needs met through them, but it opens you, because you are connected on that chakra, it opens you to more connection intellectually in your work and your life with others. As soon as you create a synergistic flow on all 7 chakras with your life partner, this opens you up to that kind of flow in the rest of your life, in all of who you are. Because really, you come together with this capacity, this ability to exponentially open each other to a whole nother level of love and bliss and joy. Okay, so we're going to be taking the 7 chakras, and we're taking them as 2 triangles that are overlapping, as in the Star of David in Judaism. But that symbol, that's an ancient symbol, goes way, way back, far, far back into the spiritual diagrams of many, many traditions. And now that symbol of the 2 triangles, one facing upward and one facing downward, intertwined, is also the basis of science, quantum physics today. Because, okay, we're going to take the feminine chakras first. Feminine chakras, we're placing them each on each corner of the downward facing triangle. Okay, so the bottom of her triangle, it looks like the pussy shape, The bottom triangle is basically security. The bottom of her triangle, it's the root chakra connected to earth. So you have everything connected to what makes a person feel secure, such as commitment, vows, home, job security, safety in the world, peacefulness, physical safety, all these kind of things, and health. They're all there within that root chakra of hers, connected with the earth element. The other chakra of hers will be the sexuality chakra, coming right above the earth chakra, and it's fire. Fire, fire. Arr. fire chakra is all about sensuality, sexuality, creativity, birth energy, fertility, fun, joy, pleasure. Okay. Now you got earth and fire in her triangle, and on the third side of the triangle, that will be water. That will be communication. This is the energy that has willpower, and it's not just communication, it's expression, creative expression. This is connected to all of the arts, and including their healing arts, cooking arts, but it's the energy of art and self-expression that's fully able to express itself in painting and writing and dancing and music and visual art, all of that. The feminine, the feminine energy triangle has to do with the 5 arts, definitely. Okay, and expression. Okay, so you got water, fire, earth as feminine energy. Woo! And those 3 chakras, really feminine energy. But what happened to the heart? We know the women are all about love. Well, yeah, good point. The center of the feminine triangle is love. Total love, pure love, divine love, love for everything, everyone, love of her children, love of herself, devotion, heart connection. That's the heart chakra, is the domain of the feminine goddess energy. Now, does this cut men off from that? Not at all. It's just that the feminine in you as a man has been oppressed. You have been told over many years not to feel, not to have emotions, not to cry, not to be so sensual, not to have so much fun. You've been told to work all the time, to prove yourself as a man, to be materialistic and have cars and houses and jobs, all this kind of stuff, which is not fair to you. So we're talking about energizing the sacred feminine for both of you, and also respecting the divine masculine, because there's part of all those things that are related to him in terms of having a job and mobility and power in the world, that is also very important to the masculine, the divine masculine, to know his mission, to be actualizing himself, and to have an ability to protect the feminine, both for himself and his woman and his children, to have protection energy. But how do you find the balance, right? So protection energy that's not controlling the feminine or completely denying himself of the realms of love and having love at the center of life. Now, thing is, we're going over to the masculine triangle now. Here we go. The masculine triangle, pointing upwards, has at the top of it spirituality, element air, okay? And because we're in a world where the feminine has been sublimated, both the masculine and the feminine triangles have been, they've really been kind of warped. They're not in their full health. When either one of them are separated from the other, or the feminine is there but oppressed, the spirituality doesn't have a quality of like openness and inclusiveness and harmony with nature and life. The spirituality becomes a religion, which we're going to say religion's fine, except for the fact that when it's divorced from the feminine, it excludes many factors. It excludes her sexuality. It excludes her as being made in the image of the divine. It makes her a temptation that takes the man away from God rather than a path to the divine, which the women know when the heart's at the center. Love is the path to the divine. Not even to the divine, it is the divine, So his spirituality becomes a dogmatic religion, separating off tribes and people from each other, creating wars and rape and pillaging and all these things when he's divorced from the feminine and afraid of the feminine. Okay, so now we have, that's the element of air, and you have coming down the lower triangle for the masculine, we'll call that the element of metal, power, the power chakra. So the air spirituality chakra is the crown chakra at the top of his pyramid, and now down towards the bottom we have the power chakra, second, right above the sexuality chakra for the women. And the power chakra is all about, feeling powerful, having freedom, having a career, having a life mission that is fulfilling. It's also about health and power. You know, like, do you share your power? Is it something you even feel you have? Do you feel powerless? The masculine in balance is going to feel that his power is coming from within. It comes from character and integrity and his own connection with divine principles. But when the masculine is not in touch with love at the center and harmony, the masculine will get very outer about his power in terms of power over, power gained by stepping on other people, power that is basically toxic because money gets at the center of his life, of his triangle, without love, and he has nothing to serve with that power, no reason for the power other than the power itself. But we know that power on its own, the energy, the raw energy of money, for example, is energy, and that is good. That is neither good or bad, but it's energy. So we can call it good because all of life is energy. But it's how do you use that energy, right? If he's in balance with the feminine, in service to the feminine, guided by the feminine heart of love within him, his power will have a rhyme and a reason, and it will be self-created and also what you call interlocked. Instead of independence, you have interdependence. When the masculine is joined with the feminine, he's fine with interdependence and a work and a career that is it's in alignment with many factors that are all part of it, rather than thinking he's got to be all alone, in charge, in control of everyone, and cut off from giving and generosity and exchange of energy that is in service to something. Okay, so that would be the element of metal being money, and also the element, you could call it mineral, like gold and jewels and diamonds and things that are treasures to be hoarded or shared, you know. Okay, so now you have the other lower triangle corner for him, and this chakra would be the chakra of the third eye, or the intellect, right? So when the masculine is in balance with the feminine, he's got intuition going for him, a third sense, like a whole nother realm of awareness that he's becoming involved with, so that his intellect is both engaged, using his mind and his logic, his rationality, aligned with some kind of openness to something more, something bigger, like Einstein, like Nassim Haramein, like Dean Graziosi, all these people who are very dyslexic. When you have dyslexic people, like me, dyslexic people have a problem, which is for many, many years you're an outcast from society. So for an example, for me, Einstein, I'm going to put myself right there with Einstein. Dean Graziosi, also Nassim Haramein, who's this quantum physicist. All of us were kicked out of school. I had to be moved to a new school every month. Every year. 13 schools within 13 years. Just constant, because you ask too many questions and they don't like that, and you cannot make your mind be linear. You're very feminine, actually. You're connected to a wholeness, a whole connectedness of the third eye, where you're seeing things as a complete picture rather than one frame at a time in a linear line. So the masculine, when he's not connected with the feminine, or hasn't developed enough of his feminine energy, will have this logic thing going where he will constantly say to the woman, he'll say things like, that doesn't exist. What you're saying, it's all just your feelings. How can you prove it? Whereas when he is connected with his third eye, his psychic ability, he's in touch with the 95% of the world that we can't see. That is what's really going on. He's connected with intuition and that powerful gut feeling place, right? But when he's not, it's mainly that chakra becomes all about intellectual, thinking things through, the mind running everything, and the heart not being able, sort of a feeling of not having heart connection, no compass, no heart compass to follow. It's a mind. The mind doesn't have a compass. Unfortunately, the mind can go on thousands of different avenues. It has no compass. It only has logic, and since logic is only connected to 5% of what we see, and the 95 is what's going on all the time, if you're relying on logic, you can have a very limited life and a very limited relationship with women or men if you're a woman who's very, very masculine. So we got that element connected with wood. So you have the masculine elements of air, wood, and metal. And you can use kind of cool because like a lot of men are connected with it. That's what they're doing. They're dealing with metal and wood a lot in their lives. Air, but air, so cool because air is the breath of life. It's like you can't live a few moments without breathing, right? And the breath has everything in it. It has both it has everything, all the molecules. We think of ourselves as just moving through space, right? Through empty space, but really space is dense, it's full. This is what the quantum physicists are saying now. Ooh, it's so exciting. So the air, the element of air for the masculine has everything in it. It has the feminine in it. It's completely balanced, that element of air. And for woman, the element of love at the center of everything has everything in it. Every element, every chakra. Okay, whew. So we're going good. We're racing along here. So that's the overview for what we're going to be taking you through in this course. I'm going to share with you what does feminine, masculine balance look like, feel like in every one of the chakras. I'm going to be giving you exercises that will take you there, okay? That will take you to that balance. If you do the exercises, you're going to have to do your homework though, honey, because this is a very interactive program and this is a deep program. Okay, it's a transformational program for both of you. I'm glad though. I'm so glad you're here. I'm proud of you. So here you go. We're going to be beginning this whole course with, of course, the root chakra. Stick with me for the root chakra journey. Okay, and do your engagement processes. Some will be art, music, dance. We'll have a lot of different ways they happen, and I will offer you my own homework when I do it too, my own offerings along those lines to get you seeing and feeling the energy of how the feminine moves, not just through journaling, not just through the mind, but through experiences, okay? Because we're doing this in as much as we can, the feminine way, to get you, we're just trying to find balance, create balance. That's what we're doing. We're creating balance because we have enough masculine focus right now. We really do. The world is full of all kinds of linear ways we work, the mind being at the top of most people's ways of spending their day, lists and calendars and time clocks, and the whole idea of success being how much you get done on those time clocks. That's very masculine. But this program, the idea of success here, it's not so much about how much of this you get done. It's really about quality of life, how you feel. So if you get onto any of these programs and it's like feels like a lot of work, just do part of it. Just tone it down. Find the part that really, really gets you there. See if you can, though, make it for sure through all 7 chakras. Okay, love. Love you so much. Okay.